Hello everyone, my name is Harneet Saini, Assistant Professor in CSE Department, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. We have done the first part of the chapter sets in the first presentation. Now this is the second part. In the first lecture, we did the definitions about the sets and all the other definitions related to sets, like what is a subset, what is a superset, what is disjoint sets, what are equal sets, right? What is a proper subset, right? Now we are studying the operations that can be performed on the different elements of the sets. Now, first of all, you should know what is comparability. Two sets A and B are said to be comparable if A is subset of B or B is the subset of A or A is equal to B. Two sets can be compared, means we can perform some operation on them if they are one of the set is a subset of the other set or both are equal, right? That is, if one of the two sets is a subset of the other set, A and B are not comparable if A is not subset of B and B is also not subset of B and A is not equal to B. If they are having only one element in common, the other elements of A and B are different. Again, we cannot compare them, we cannot perform operation on them because the condition is that one has to be a subset, means the whole one set should be contained in the other set. In this case, there will be at least one element in each set which is not the member of the other set. Now, examples of comparable and non-comparable sets. A is X, Y, Z. B is A, Y, X, B, Z. Now, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. We can say that A is a subset of B, then both are comparable sets. Right? Comparable as A is a subset of B. If A is equal to 2, 3 and B is equal to 3, 4, 5. A and B are not comparable because 3 is contained there, but 2 is not contained in both other set. So we cannot say that A is a subset of B, or we cannot say B is subset of A, or we cannot say A is equal to B. So none of the conditions is satisfying here. So that is why we can say that they are not comparable. Now, operations which can be performed on their sets. First is union of the sets. The union of the two sets A and B is the set of all the elements which belong to A or B or both A and B. The union of A and B is denoted by AUB and is read as A union B. The union of A and B can also be written as like this, or X is such that X belongs to A or X belongs to B, right? If A is, let us suppose, if A is 1, 2 and 3 and B is equal to 2, 4, 6, then A union B, we have to include all the elements of A, 1, 2 and 3. And all the elements of B also. First element is 2, 2 is already there, 4 and 6. This is the union of the A union, A set and B set. Right? Now, X belongs to A or X belongs to B. Now, if we check one element at a time, let us suppose we are checking about 1. Now, the condition is either it should belong to A or it belong to B. Now, for 1, it is belonging to A. Similarly, for the second element, it is belonging to A. When a union set is formed, we have to check for every element that it is belong to some or other set from where we are creating that union, right? Then is the intersection of sets. The intersection of the two sets A and B is a set of all the elements which belong to A and B both. The intersection of A and B is denoted by A this is a inverted U and is read by A intersection B, right? The intersection of A and B is also written as X belongs to A and X belongs to B. Now you see the difference. In the union we saw there X belongs to A or X belongs to B. Either of the one should be true. Either it should belong to A or it should belong to B. But in intersection, we have seen the here it is written and, which means the number should belong to A also and number should belong to B also, right? Here this is the and symbol there. Now let us suppose we will take the examples again 1, 2, 3 and B is equal to 2, 4, 6, right? Now A intersection B is equal to 1. 1 is not there, so we cannot include 1 here. 2 is present in both. 2, 3 is not there, 4 is not there, 6 is not there, so only 2. Means 2 is the common element in both the sets. That is why A intersection B is 2. Difference of the sets. The difference of the two sets A and B is a set of elements which belong to set A but do not belong to set B. That is denoted by A minus B, or A, this pipeline sign, or A slash B, and is read as A difference B or A minus B. The difference of A is and B is also written that X belongs to A and, please focus on this word, and X doesn't belongs to B. Means we have to take out those elements which are present in A but are not the members of B, right? A minus B is X belonging to A and X belonging to B. Let's take the example again. A is equal to 1, 2, 3. B is equal to 2, 4, 6. This is the example we are studying here. Right? Now A minus B. It should present in A but not in B. Right? 1 is not there, so we can write here 1. 2 is there in B, so we have to leave 2. 3 is not there in B, so then 1 and 3 is the answer for A minus B. Here we are including element should belong to A and element should not belong to B. So 1 and 3 are those elements which belong to A but they are not belonging to B, right? Complement of a set. A complement of a set A is a set of elements which do not belong to A. It is therefore the difference of the universal set and the set A. The complement of a set A is denoted by A dash or A raised to power C. And the symbolic definition is X is such that X does not belongs to A. Now let us suppose universal set is all the positive integers and A is all the even numbers. So what will be A complement now? Complement will be all the odd numbers, right? We have to subtract all the elements of a set from the universal set, and whatever elements are left, that will come in the complement of the set. Now there is another definition, symmetric difference, which is denoted by plus and a circle sign. That means X belongs to A and X does not belong to B. Then X belongs to B and X does not belong to A. And we have to perform OR in that, right? Means symmetric difference B is equal to A minus B union B minus A. Now see, what all elements will come in that? 1, 2, 3, B is 2, 4 and 6, right? Now see here, what elements we will be including in this. All the elements which are in A but not in B. 1 is there, 2 is common, we cannot include, 3, yes we can include, right? And union of B, elements of B which are not in A. That means elements of B, 2 is there, 4 is not there, 6 is not there, so 6 will be included. So in this we will only exclude the common element and all the rest of the elements from both the sets will come. Like A and B have the common element 2. So 2 is skipped from the asymmetric difference and rest all the elements from A and B are included in this particular set. Now let's have some theorems. We have already done this theorem, asymmetric difference is A minus B union B minus A. We can also prove it with the rule form also. So the rule is X should belong to A and X should not belong to B. X should belong to B and X should not belong to A. So from this definition, we can say that X is belonging to A minus B and X is belonging to B minus A. So here we can convert the OR operation to union, right? And again we got this union operation. We can prove this way also. Now various identities. If A is the performed intersection with the universal set, then we will get A itself, because intersection means the common element and A is a set which is a subset of union, universal set, right? We have picked some of the elements from the universal set and put it in A, right? And when we will take the intersection of both, we will get A again. Similarly, if you perform the union with phi, A union phi. Phi means null element. Null element is combined with all the elements of A. Again, we will get A itself, right? Domination. A union universal set is equal to universal set, because A already contained those elements which are present in a universal set, right? Again, we will get the universal set itself. A intersection phi is equal to phi, because there is no element in phi and the common, we cannot find any common element between the both, so the answer will be phi. Idempotent, if you are unioning the same set elements with the same set, then we will get the set itself. Similar is the case with the intersection also, right? If we are performing a union operation with the set itself, we will get the set again. Similarly, if you are performing the intersection operation with the set itself, then you will get the set again. Now, complement laws. A union A complement is equal to union. We all know that if the complement is universal minus set, means all the elements of A, of universal set which are not in A, is the complement of that set. Now, when we perform the complement and the A union, means this set itself will be unified with its complement, then we will get all the elements of the universal set, which is indicated by this statement. Now, A intersection A complement. A complement will not contain any element that is contained in A, but it is contained in the universal set. Means that universal set minus A is A complement. So none of thing is common in between. So the intersection means the common element. So we will get the empty element here. Then the universal complement is when you have taken out all the elements that are under observation, we are left with null element only. So that means we will write here null. And null element complement means if you are complementing the empty set, then you will get all the elements in that. That means you will get the universal set in that. Double complement means when you are complementing the complement again. First you are subtracting the elements from the universal set, you will get the complement. Again you are subtracting that elements from the universal set, then you will get that particular set again, right? A complement's complement is the set itself. Commutativity. A union B is always equal to B union A. Because there is no direction phase we are doing. If we are writing 2 and 3 here and 4 and 6 here, if we are performing the union A union B, again we will get 2, 3, 4, 6, and B union A we will get 2, 3, 4, 6 only. So that means it is a commutative property. Similar is the case of intersection. Let us suppose there is one element that is common in that, right? If we perform A intersection B, then again we will get 1, B intersection A, we will get again one element, that is 1. Associativity, A union B, then union C, right, will be same as A union B union C. So let us see, let's take one set C, 5 and 7. What is, let's take the left hand side first. A union B union C. So what is A union B? A union B we know 1. Sorry, A union 1 is 2, 3, 4 and 6. Union C is, union C we will add 5 and 7 in this. So this will be set. Now if we perform the other way, A right hand side, A union B union C. So what is B union C? 4, 6, 5, 7. What is A? A union. Then 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 7, right? We will get the same set again. So that means it is associative. Similar is the case with the intersection also. Distributive, A union B intersection C is equal to A union B intersection A union C. Now let's check out. Now first we will take the left hand side. A union B intersection C, right? What is A union B intersection C? B intersection C is null, right? And union of A and null is always A, right? Now let's check about the right hand side. A union B intersection A union C. A union B is what? Two, 3, 1, 4 and 6. Intersection A union C is what? 5. Right? Again we will get this set. A union B, something is A union B intersection A. Yes, both in this the intersection part is 5. Because the common thing is there in this 5. B intersection C is 5 and union is this. A union B is this. Intersection A union C. A B intersection C. A is union with 5. A and this is A union B. A union B is 2, 3, 1 and 1, 2, 3, 6. Yes, and intersection 5 we will get 5. So we will check this. Here is this, right? So I will check this part. So De Morgan's law, A intersection B, the whole complement is equal to A complement union B complement, right? We all know that A union B, the whole complement, is A intersection A complement intersection B complement. What is a multiset? A multiset is like AKA bag or M set is a modification of the concept of a set that, unlike a set, allows multiple instances of each of these elements. Now we were talking about the set here where we are to count only one element at a time, right? And then, but in multisets we have to count the element as it is repeated in that. If it is written 2 times, then we will count it 2 times. Means I am talking about the cardinality of that, or multiplicity. We can say that here each and every element is repeated 3 times, and the multiplicity will become as 3. Now, what are the Venn diagrams? Venn diagram is a pictorial representation of the sets where we can represent the set in the form of a diagram. This particular rectangle which you can see is called a universal set, and A and B are the 2 sets which are working on, which have the elements from the universal set. Okay? Other sets are represented as circles. For example, if A and B are sets, now A is a subset of B, the subset of B, that means A is contained in B. B and B contains A. This is the situation which is represented in this. More Venn diagrams can be discussed later. Like Z is a set of integers, Q is a set of rational numbers, R is a set of real numbers. Can you show that subset relation from Z, Q and R using this notation? You can try this question yourself, and the similar diagram can be built here. You can take the universal set as a set of integers, right, and set of real numbers, and you can have a set of rational numbers. So from these numbers you can prepare the Venn diagrams showing which set is a subset of the other set. Thank you very much.